Over the last few years, I've been obsessed with automations. I've been automating a certificate renewal process, server configurations, server backups, just squeezing as much juice as I can out of automations. I love figuring out how to get a computer to do things for me. In today's video, let's see how you and I can create a PowerShell script to automate stopping of QlikSense services and never again needing to remember or look up the correct stopping order for the QlikSense services. Let's get started. To stop QlikSense services, we really just need one PowerShell command, the stop service command. Now, we'll make our PowerShell script slightly more sophisticated than that. We'll make it figure out whether we have a bundled or standalone installation of PostgreSQL and stop the appropriate repository database service. We'll also have it confirm exactly which service it stopped. Let's see how that can be done. Let's start by creating a PowerShell script file. I'll use VS Code for that, but you can use whichever script editor you prefer. I do recommend VS Code though, it's fantastic for PowerShell scripting. I'll go ahead and click this new file link to create a new PowerShell script file. I'll name my file stop QlikSenseServices.ps1 and I'll hit enter to create the file. I'll create a folder on my C drive and I'll call it scripts and then I'll open it. It looks like the PS1 extension was removed, so I'll go ahead and add it back and click the create file button. Okay, so the script file is created. Next, let's go ahead and use that stop service command that I mentioned earlier to stop a few QlikSense services. And as a refresher, the proper stopping order of QlikSense services is this one. And this, by the way, is the Stop QlikSense Services guide that's part of the Backup, Upgrade, and Recover QlikSense course. So the first 4 services here can be stopped at the same time in any order. Let's write a command to get them all stopped. Here's what that command will look like. Stop service and then the names of the 4 services separated by a comma. Simple as that. By the way, if you're wondering where I got the service names, you can launch a services app, bring up properties of a service, and right here in the general tab is the service name. Okay, let's get back to the script, save it, and try running it to make sure that it works. Now, to stop a service, you'll need to run PowerShell as an admin. And to do that, go to the Start menu, search for PowerShell, right-click the PowerShell app and select the Run as Administrator option. Then click the Yes button. Now let's navigate to the folder where you saved the PowerShell script. Go ahead and type in cd space double quotes, then the path to the folder where you saved your script, another double quotes, and hit enter. Now, a quick note. Running the script we just created will stop QlikSense services, so do this outside of business hours. Okay, so to run the script, we'll need to type in dot / followed by the name of the script file. In my case, that's stop QlikSense services.ps1. And lastly, hit enter. Okay, so not a whole lot of info here, just some warning messages telling us that services are stopping, and that's it. Let's refresh the services app to see what happened to the 4 services. And look at that, they are no longer running. So the script works, but it's not really telling us what it's doing or if everything is fine. We just have to trust that it's stopping the services. Let's change that a bit to have PowerShell tell us that it stopped the services and which services it stopped. To do that, we need to add this -PassThru parameter here. I'll go ahead and save the file and jump back to the services app to start the services. Okay, so now that the services are running, let's try running the script again. I'll press the up arrow on my keyboard to bring up the previously run command and hit the Enter key to run the script again. Okay, so we still have the same warning message letting us know that the PowerShell was waiting for a service to stop, but notice that this time we also have this table giving us confirmations that each service is stopped, which is nice. We don't have to wonder anymore if everything went well. We can see that it did. Okay, so now that we stopped the 4 services, let's add the stop service command for the next 2. Now, these 2 services must be stopped one after another, and they must be stopped after the first 4 services are stopped. Because of that, I'll go ahead and write a separate command for each of these 2 services. By the way, PowerShell will wait for this line to finish executing before running these next 2 lines. It will not run all 3 of these lines at the same time, which is good for us. Okay, so the next service that needs to be stopped is Qlik Logging Service. This is an old service that hasn't been in use since May 2021 version of Qlik Sense. I don't have it, so I won't write a command to stop it. If you do see it running on your server, go ahead and write a line like this one to get the service stopped. Also, if you have a QlikSense server that's running on a version older than May 2021, it's a good idea to get it updated. I have a course that you can use if you need help with that. Next service that needs to be stopped is the service of the repository database. Which service to stop here depends on whether you have bundled or standalone installation of PostgreSQL. If you have bundled installation of PostgreSQL, you'll need to stop the service named QlikSenseRepositoryDatabase. Otherwise, you'll need to stop the service with a name that starts with PostgreSQL-x64. Okay, so let's say you want to write a script that will figure out which service is available and then stop that service. This way you'll have one script that will work for stopping services regardless of PostgreSQL installation type. And to do that, you'll need a script line like this one. It's actually 2 commands separated by a pipe symbol. The first command will look for the 2 services we specified. If one of the services is not available, the get service command will throw an error letting us know that it couldn't find the service. But that's okay. We expect that one of these services won't be available because QlikSense can either run on a standalone or bundled installation of PostgreSQL. So if one of these services is missing, that's expected. So what this command is essentially saying is look for these 2 services and don't tell me if one of them is missing. That's what this ErrorAction SilentlyContinue parameter means. Then it says whichever service you find, stop that service. The pipe symbol in PowerShell is like the resident load command in QlikSense script. The get service command will find a service, then pass whichever service it will find to the stop service command for it to stop it. Okay, so now that we have the script to stop each of the QlikSense services in the correct order, let's save the script and try running it. I'll jump back to the services app and make sure that all my services are running, and then run the script. I'll speed through this part so you won't have to wait for the services to stop. There you go. All services have been stopped in the right order, and if I refresh the services app, you can see that they have in fact been stopped. And to confirm that this script also works on a QlikSense server with a standalone installation of PostgreSQL, I'll go ahead and copy the script to my dev server, which is using standalone PostgreSQL, and I'll try running it there to make sure that it stops PostgreSQL-X64 service. I'll launch PowerShell as an admin, navigate to the scripts folder, and run the script. And there you go. This confirms that the script correctly and successfully stops the services on QlikSense servers with both bundled and standalone installations of PostgreSQL. You can save it to your QlikSense servers and use it whenever you need to shut down QlikSense services, knowing that it will shut them down in the right order. Now, when upgrading or backing up QlikSense, you often need to leave the repository database service running. Come back tomorrow and I'll show you how to get this script updated to include an argument that you can use to control whether or not the script will shut down the repository database service. And we'll also add error handling to the script. I'll see you then.